Okay, we are in the primary bedroom suite bathroom. And everywhere you see blue, there's a blemish somewhere. There's actually a lot of blemishes where you don't see blue. So the blue tape is not exclusively the problems with the finish that we're seeing here. All right, because you can come around here and take the caulk. Really? I mean, this is not Section 8 rehab here. In fact, I've done a punch list for some affordable housing apartment complexes, and this would have passed. You can look them up, Dominium. And they do rent-controlled apartments, and they don't do this kind of work. That's not in a good workmanlike manner. Of course, we got the gaps around here. I cannot tell if hot's on the left or cold's on the right. Okay? The heater, the gas is not on to this unit. So without the gas, we can't run the furnace, we can't run the water heater, we cannot run the range. This is the primary bedroom suite bathroom. I just want to show you this for a moment. This is the shower control. You walk in the door, you can adjust the temperature. You don't have to walk across the water. You can get the water comfortable and go ahead and about your business and take your shower. Moving on along. Of course, we got some blue tape around. These windows have limiters on them. All the smoke and carbon monoxide alarms are where they're supposed to be. This is the attic access. We've done a video. This is the laundry. We do not have a safety pan. We don't have a safety pan drain line. Our clothes dryer length is not labeled. And I'm going to put a camera down that to see if it's got any constrictions. I have not tested the electrical yet. I imagine it's okay, but I haven't tested it yet, so I will. Over here, this is your hot and cold water connections where you don't have the tray for your clothes washer. And they're supposed to be labeled hot and cold. And they're not labeled hot and cold. This is GFCI protected like it's supposed to be, but we do not have a GFCI protection. And I need to go back down. By the way, I'm not through with this because this is supposed to be GFCI protected. And even though I've done the electric circuit surface panel, it escaped me. It escaped me. Now, the door manufacturers say that all 6 sides of the door should be painted, sealed. All right? This is the front. This is the style. We got 2 styles. Okay, 2 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a top rail. Oh, no paint. No sealant on that. If we don't have paint, and I felt the bottom rail, there's no paint or sealant on that either. So they only painted and sealed 4 sides of these doors. They should have painted and sealed all 6 sides of the doors. Okay, so we're going to move on down and around because we're a Marvin and a Gravin. We're going down to the middle floor. Oh, and there's our thermostat for the upstairs in the hallway. I want to kind of call your attention to this. Maybe the tape kind of hides it. Maybe the camera doesn't pick it up so much. My eye sure sees it. You got a big hump in the carpet right there in that corner. Right there in that corner, Hillbilly Home Inspection. But you got a hump in the corner right there. Moving on down. This is the lower thermostat. I'm going to put some heat on this. We've already gotten what we wanted here. We're going to leave them at 72. How about that? That's what we had the one upstairs. And coming on along, we got our kitchen island. I wanted to measure this here for a moment. And again, we're not going to be able to operate the beautiful range over there. Why? Because there's no gas. I'll be able to water heater. Why? Because there's no gas. I got things stuffed in here. Okay. If the countertop extends more than 10 inches, okay, then we should have a corbel or some kind of reinforcement underneath here, and we don't. All right, no corbel, no metal slat reinforcement. Somebody could sit on this corner right here, it'd break off, you know, during a Super Bowl game or something. Everybody laugh, it's hilarious. Maybe they get hurt, it's not so funny now. When you find out how much that costs to replace it, it won't be so funny either. So this is one of those things that you kind of want to do. You just got little specks everywhere. All right. You got that orange, hillbilly home inspection. Okay. So come over here. I don't know, hot and cold or where they're supposed to be. Again, you know, the dishwasher's working with cold water. All right. So this is the air switch for the food waste disposal. 1/3 horsepower. 1/3 horsepower food waste disposal. We should have a stopper for that. This is the air gap for clothes washer. So we're going to get underneath here a little bit, root around. Honey Badger home inspection. All right, so this box is hanging here. That is the air pump for your 1/3 horsepower food waste disposal. And if you'll see the case, it's got little ears on it with little holes for fasteners, which is a screw. So this case was manufactured so that it would hang against the wall and you wouldn't have all the, because those lines, not this one right here, but these lines over here on this side, okay, those are air hoses. And it's just dangling by the air hoses. You're going to lose your air seal. It's not going to work like it's supposed to. If that was mounted on the wall, then you wouldn't put all the stress on your fittings and it would last like it's supposed to. Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be real nice. Okay. There we go. Now, on the vent fan, the microwave is built into the vent fan, and as it's coming up, this is one of the cases, not so on a furnace or a water heater, but this vent pipe right here, it's acceptable to be wrapped with aluminum foil. But we're supposed to have, okay, what we don't have up here, we're supposed to have a fire blocking plate. We kind of like made one up down here. Look at there. You know, that's pretty good for, you know, kindergarten. You make a present for your builder. All right, is that a good workmanlike manner? I don't know. I mean, that certainly didn't come from university. So now, Samsung UL listed. All right, UL listed. Code specifies that the manufacturer's UL listed appliance, manufacturer's installation instructions supersedes code. We don't even have to have a vent fan in the kitchen. It's not even a requirement. But since we have one, code thinks that this corner shouldn't be any closer to this grill than 24 inches. But some manufacturers think that this corner shouldn't be any closer than 30 inches. I don't have the instructions in front of me. I'm going to say that it's too close. If you had a stock pot here, you're trying to make some gumbo or whatever, you know, it might be kind of tight. It might be kind of tight if that's what you know. But the manufacturer might be, and I don't know, manufacturer might be okay with this. We can't run the oven. Why? Because we don't have gas, and it's a gas range, all right? One thing we don't have is an anti-tip device that keeps it from flipping over, like on Hansel and Gretel, you know? Got some instructions right here, and they'll tell you about the anti-tip device. A lot of times they'll have it even just posted in the door like there, you know, so everybody kind of get a good look at it. I don't see that. There's the data plate. I'll get a picture of that later. But trust me, this is supposed to have, you can go right in there, just zoom in on that. That'll give you some instructions. That'll show you the anti-tip device. Okay. So, I mean, look at that. Just don't have that blue tape just flying off of my wrist. Look at there. Look at that big old gap. Man, a roof rack could fit in that hole. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna test the microwave oven. That's the way I test it, but it's not all about me. We got some things here. We like our things. We want to qualify our observations. Magic lights. All right. I won that because I was the smartest kid in the room. Now the whole idea is that the microwave is not supposed to just turn on, it's supposed to blink on and off. It's supposed to cycle. So we just come in here and we go into cook 15. Okay, but then what we'll do here is we'll just plus 30 seconds. Is that what we'll do? Okay, start. That's a whole minute. Okay, well let's just quit it.
It's red.
And it should be blinking.
Oh.
There it goes. So they're just flashing away. You don't have to watch any more videos. Everything else is anticlimactic.
These buttons are.
Yeah, it's a little. Okay, it says cook. Cook 1, 2, 3. Power level on. Okay, you go 30 seconds. Can we just do that? Somebody's gonna need another one of those little signs. There it goes. Just well, not blinking. There we go. This is how I know it works. Hot, hot, hot. There we go.
Just thought.
Okay.
I got it.
See? And when I turn the oven on, by the way, the igniters come on. I can see the glow sticks glowing in there. The only problem is we just don't have gas. But we can still work with this though, can't we? Sure can. Come in here. Do the little magic test. It holds, doesn't it? That's some free YouTube advertising right there. There we go. We know the air is going the right direction. Okay, we do not have our pan. Okay, so we're going to go on up there. Moving on around. Hadn't spent a lot of time over here. Reset. You see, this one doesn't need a label on it. These don't have a label on it. They should be labeled as being GFCI. That one's crooked. Oh my goodness. That one's as crooked as my second pair of glasses. Alright, and then we're missing some mortar right here between this herringbone tile on the back there. We need a little mortar right in there. Of course, we got some gaps over here. Oh, look at there. Oh, not boring. How about that? See these little plates right here? We've been finding them everywhere we're supposed to have them. Those little round circle things, so they're called discussion plates. And you're supposed to have discussion plates anytime your plumbing penetrates a wall. And the drain line is penetrating the wall, and the drain line does not have an discussion plate. How about that? It's going to be my memoir, In Search of the Missing Discussion Plate. Wet bar sink drain line does not have an discussion plate. And then I don't know what they're doing with these things. They're going to put some shelves in here? What's this about? They're just hanging out. Well, who knows? And now this is going to be kind of cruel. That should be sealed. Okay, everybody's going to agree with that. And yes, the ends should be painted. And it drives me nuts. But getting these holes on the sides filled, they just figure that most people don't sit around on their knees like your home inspector is right now. Man, if you can get them to fix it, I encourage you to pursue every single thing you want. If you don't ask for it, you're darn sure not going to get it. So go ahead and ask for it, but you're probably going to get a little bit of resistance there. And I think that a good conscientious builder would do his best to do it in a good and workmanlike manner and fill those holes. That's what I think. I know the builder wants to make you happy. I know the builder likes you. I know that. I could tell by the way he sounded on the telephone on his answering machine, the sales guy. I said, I heard his answering machine. I said, call me back, dude. And he didn't. But I could tell by his message that he definitely wants our clients to be taken care of. I could just sense it. Okay, this is the half bath. All right. And again, I can't tell if pot's on the right side or not. We're missing a screen here. Okay, one of our screens is missing. Is this door closing on its own accord? Look at there. Okay. The half bath door swings closed on its own accord. And I usually work my way up, but I wanted to come down this time because I'm going to ask you to remember the beginning of the... Look at that carpet. Look at how that's all hanging out there. Man, that is just like a big old zit in the middle of my forehead. And just looking at that, I got a date tonight. And just look at that. I mean, whoever comes over and they come up to the living room's upstairs. Anybody that visits your house, they're going to have to step over that. And that's going to be their first impression of you. Now, right here, you see the way the paint kind of makes this weird color? Now, in painter's terms, that's called flashing. It's because they got too much latex or too much water, or they mix paints, they mix finishes, and that's called flashing. And that is, I call that up all the time. Like I said, I do rent-controlled apartment complexes for an architect. They build them or they remodel them, and they have me come in and do the punches. And a rent-controlled apartment doesn't like that flashing. That might be fancy in some respect, I guess. I don't know. So moving on along, we're coming in here. And this bathroom is what I wanted to come to. And
yeah, see the toilet.
okay, what's this about? Oh, okay, it's loose.
Yeah.
The one upstairs, well, actually this one too. The lids don't fit too well on either one of them. Now remember the primary bedroom, suite, bathroom, you open this door and you can just turn the water on, get it perfect, and just step into it. Of course, it didn't have a commode here. But now here, you just come in here, and you go, oh, it's cold, no, it's hot. You know, no. Okay, this is backwards. Actually, it's a code violation. But anyway, I don't know where we're at. And this is a niche. That's a niche right there. I was wondering if we're going to find a niche today. I was always wondering about my niches. Okay, let's just get in here into utilities and do measures. No. Measures. And we do level. And we do our niche. Perfectly level. The problem with perfectly level is it doesn't drain water off of it. Okay, so the water just stays up there. -1, that was even going uphill. Where is it? Is that enough niche on your pitch? No. No, it's not. So what's going to happen is you're going to have your soap pump up there or whatever it is, your conditioner shampoo combo, whatever your Revlon, and you're going to have it up there and your bar of soap and everything, and the water is just going to sit in here and just make a nice soapy mess. That's what it does. Man, somebody's taller than I am.
I had to jump in. I had to jump. That took me multiple attempts to get that on.
You must have been hopping, man. Okay, then we kind of moving on along, and that really is the interior. This was the interior plumbing and appliance video. Although I did talk about some carpet, I did talk about some other things. Look at that stuff up there. Just look at it. I just can't leave it alone. I can't get off of it. I'm obsessing. Okay.